considering bringing back red light cameras.
Another pedestrian death in Pacific Beach raises questions about how safe our streets really are.
Customers say Parkway Plaza is dead, so how do you fix it? The city of El Cajon thinks they have an idea.
The most incredible sighting over the past week, a gray wolf has been spotted in Los Angeles County near Lancaster.
Handcrafting nearly 20,000 toys for children in need. We meet John Anderson, Escondido's toy guy.
CBS 8 News live at 6 starts right now. A group of advocates is looking to bring red light cameras back to the city of Encinitas. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Shanna Handy. The issue is set to be discussed at the city's Mobility and Transportation Safety Commission meeting tonight. CBS 8's Steffi Roche has been following this story for us and joins us live with what's happening tonight. Steffi.
Right. Well, the organization Safe Streets Encinitas wants the city to move forward with installing the red light cameras. Now, the group says that under a new California law, SB 720, red light camera policies are improved, more effective, fair, and focused on safety. The group is proposing red light cameras be installed at Encinitas Boulevard and El Camino Real and Lucadia, both sites where the city used to have red light cameras. Laura Van Dusen is a founding member of Safe Streets Encinitas. She says the group was founded and this effort began after a series of deadly crashes, including one that claimed the life of 12-year-old Emery Shalakian.
It has to go through. This is so important. It's a safety measure. It's a much needed safety measure. Emery's mom is going to be here tonight speaking. It's so important that this passes. It holds drivers accountable and it saves lives.
Under SB 720, or the Safer Streets Act, facial photography is eliminated. Civil violations are issued, so no points on your record or insurance. Plus, there's a cap on the maximum fine at $100 for first-time offenders. That includes all administrative fees. Now, the commission will decide whether to recommend this proposal to the city council. And if approved tonight, the city council will then vote on whether to bring back red light cameras at a future city council meeting. But for now, reporting live from Encinitas, I'm Steffi Roche, CBS 8.
All right, thanks, Steffi. A fire forced the evacuation of UC San Diego Medical Building in Sorrento Valley today. We're told an electrical fire sparked in a water heater caught fire, sending smoke throughout the urgent care and surgical center. That prompted UCSD staff to move about 150 patients and employees out of the building in just minutes. Once on scene, crews were able to put the fire out within 10 minutes. No one was hurt. More than 30 people are facing charges for openly selling drugs in the East Village.
The DA's office says it's the result of a 2-month operation last year. 34 were indicted by a grand jury, and we're told 3 additional defendants will face federal charges. A judge ordered us to obscure their faces. San Diego police say many of them had prior drug offenses, and the DA's office says they were extremely comfortable selling drugs like meth and fentanyl right out in the open.
We aren't going to surrender our public spaces to drug dealers, period.
The DA's office says it focused on different hot spots in the East Village following complaints from the public. Right now, pharmacy and lab employees are joining fellow Kaiser Permanente workers across California and Hawaii on strike. That means about 3,000 more healthcare providers, about 500 of them right here in San Diego, are joining the 31,000 already on the picket lines. The workers say they're fighting for more staffing and better pay. The union says the strike will continue until a new contract is reached. Kaiser says hospitals will stay open, but they warn that some pharmacies may close and non-urgent appointments and elective surgeries may need to be rescheduled.
A federal judge ruled California can ban federal law enforcement agents from wearing face coverings on duty, including ICE and Border Patrol agents. The court found masked identities aren't essential to federal operations and that transparency is critical for accountability. But the judge said the law must apply equally to all law enforcement, federal, state, and local. And because state officers were excluded, the mask ban is temporarily on hold. State Senator Scott Wiener announced new legislation to expand the ban to state officers. Other provisions requiring federal agents to clearly identify themselves remain in effect.
Politics and sports don't always go hand in hand, but an ad for a new ballot measure being pushed by Uber has people talking up and down the state.
CBS 8 State Matters political reporter Jenny Huh explains why.
It's a ballot initiative already contentious and only likely to become more expensive and political, with powerful money and political groups behind the measure, as well as its countermeasures.
The billboard lawyers make millions, while Californians are left broke and broke.
This is the political advertisement you may have seen during the Super Bowl, a $1 million statewide ad backed by the rideshare company Uber and a group called A More Affordable California. It's part of a ballot initiative, the Preventing Accident Victims from Self-Dealing Attorneys Act of 2026.
Their proposal is essentially to limit attorneys' fees.
The ballot measure would change state law to cap attorney payouts at 25% in car accident cases. Nathan Clegg, spokesperson for the campaign, tells us, quote, capping attorney fees, banning kickbacks, ending inflated medical billing, and putting in place whistleblower protections will protect auto accident victims in addition to reducing costs for consumers. Meantime,
Trying to stop car crash victims from holding them accountable.
that's an ad for 3 competing ballot measures by the group Alliance Against Corporate Abuse. Consumer Attorneys of California is behind the opposition. Their concerns with Uber's initiative?
Essentially, it makes it harder for people to get the legal representation they need to take Uber to court if they get assaulted or if they get into an accident.
Consumer Watchdog, a coalition member of the opposition campaign, explains why.
Medical costs and attorney fees all come out of 25% of the award. And therefore, you're not going to get an attorney to take the case, and you're probably not going to get your medical bills because the insurance company's not going to want to pay you.
The opposition also scored Super Bowl airtime, but their ad, aimed at holding Uber more accountable for reported sexual assault cases, aired in Sacramento and Fresno. They say it was pulled from the San Diego media market. It was not immediately clear why. On the countermeasures, the Uber initiative says, in part, when it comes to, quote, emergency lawyers, quote, it doesn't surprise us that they are frantically trying to avoid accountability and continue their predatory practices. So it's the powerful rideshare companies against the powerful state plaintiff trial lawyers.
Are both very strong, both in the legislature, but also their pocketbooks are quite large.
And the political implications are why this may be a movement directly to voters rather than through the legislature.
Have the voters vote on it because they don't think that there is a legislative deal to be had.
Jenny Huh, CBS 8.
Thanks, Jenny. The city of El Cajon is frustrated with the condition of its biggest indoor mall. Parkway Plaza is more than 50 years old, and city leaders say it's showing its age. Now they're considering several plans to improve the property, including buying it from its current owners.
CBS 8's Steve Price spoke with the mayor today and joins us live now with what he said. Some changes possibly to come, Steve?
Well, that's what he's hoping for, but it's kind of not as easy as they would like it to be, Shannon. Without question, the mayor is very disappointed and frustrated over the conditions right now at Parkway Plaza. But yeah, fixing it is complicated. Empty storefronts, few shoppers, and a parking lot with plenty of available spaces. As one customer told me, El Cajon's Parkway Plaza has no vibe.
It's really slow. Not many people in there. A lot of stores are closed. Just not a lot of traffic.
The mall opened in 1972, and quite frankly, a lot of it feels like it's still stuck in that year.
The future doesn't seem bright for this place.
City leaders agree. They think these 80 acres in the heart of El Cajon could be really special.
We are absolutely aware that Parkway Plaza is not meeting its potential at all.
Mayor Bill Wells says revitalizing the mall is high on the city's list of priorities this year, but it's complicated. The property has 3 owners, and one of them has filed for bankruptcy in a foreign country.
Generally, when companies are in bankruptcy, they generally don't invest a lot of money. So I think it's a weird situation that has caused this problem.
But the city isn't giving up, exploring several ideas, including teaming up with a group of investors to buy the property, which the mayor estimates is worth around $200 million. But city leaders make it clear that's just one option on the table. As for what they'd like to see here,
I think a lot of people believe that the shopping component is not the indoor mall like the malls of the 60s and 70s, but more of an outdoor mall that also provides parks and entertainment and lots of other things to do besides shopping.
The mayor would also like to see restaurants and maybe even housing around the outside, but he adds it's still too early for any details.
I'm going to let the negotiating team work with the owners, and they're going to figure it out. And as soon as I know something that I can safely tell you, I'd be happy to share that with you.
Yeah, talking to the mayor, you could tell he really does want to talk about this, but knows he needs to kind of keep his cards close to the vest. Now, I also had a chance to talk to customers. I said, hey, what do you want to see happen here at Parkway Plaza? And I'll tell you, Shannon and Carlo, their one concern is if the place is remodeled, they don't want to see a lot of expensive stores come in here. They say times are tough and they want places they can afford. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Fair enough, Steve. A lot of potential with that property. Meantime, the city of La Mesa is planning to expand its sidewalk dining rules to restaurants across the city. Until now, sidewalk dining was only allowed in downtown La Mesa, but a newly approved policy expands it to all commercial zones citywide. The updated guidelines also set a 10 p.m. closing time for outdoor areas, but after some pushback from businesses, the policy was updated so anyone seated before 10 can stay until they're finished. The idea is not just popular with diners. Restaurants say it helps business too.
People want to eat in a nice, inviting, comfortable spot, and having this outdoor seating definitely adds to that.
The policy will get a second and final reading at tomorrow's City Council meeting, and it has the full support of city leaders.
Major studios and the union that represents thousands of actors are back at the negotiating table.
Those details are still ahead. Plus, the questions being raised tonight about the city of San Diego's safety efforts following a deadly crash in PB.
But first, why county leaders are encouraging San Diegans to love their heart.
We had lots of sunshine throughout most of the day. Then we started to see the cloud cover building in by the afternoon hours, still holding strong out there. We're going to see a lot more of it into tomorrow. We're talking about cooler temperatures this week and also a chance for wet weather. Details, they're coming up.